So if this does well, I'm sure we're gonna get a prequel, right? The low note? Right? The High Note stars Dakota Johnson as Maggie, the personal assistant to an aging music superstar named Grace Davis, played by Tracee Ellis Ross. And Maggie is ambitious with dreams of becoming a music producer one day. When she begins to be more involved in Grace's career decisions, it leads to choices that become life-changing for the both of them. So I think we've seen this all before, right? Someone in the entertainment industry with ambitious plans trying to make it big. It's been done countless times already. So with a premise like this, you should know going into it, it's gonna feel pretty obvious and on the nose. This isn't a complex or deep story. It plays things fairly safe, and there aren't really any surprises in terms of dramatic beats. We do get one twist, which I won't spoil, but honestly, you'll see it coming from a mile away. And I kinda rolled my eyes when it did happen. Despite this, the movie's certainly well-intentioned. It's directed by Nisha Ganatra, whose last film was Late Night, and there are some similarities between the two movies, with Late Night being about an ambitious writer who's hired for a talk show and to be more involved in the writing process there. That movie had a feel-good energy about it, and Ganatra brings that same energy here. And despite the story being done before, I think that energy is certainly needed right now with everything just feeling so cynical. Now, it does try to give you a reality check. We get a lot of characters, in particular Ice Cube as Grace's manager, who tells Dakota Johnson that people don't just make it big overnight. You don't meet your career goals just like that. It takes time and dedication. But that's what we see throughout here. Maggie is driven, focused, and keeps her eye on the prize. She clashes with big names in the music industry, and she knows it's her word against theirs. And it's an extremely difficult obstacle to overcome. So she's a very likable character, and that's boosted by Dakota Johnson's great performance. She also has a lot of wonderful chemistry with the rest of the cast, in particular Ross and Kelvin Harrison Jr. as an aspiring musician who she meets. Some of the interactions can be brutal, especially the conversations between Johnson and Ross. Mainly because 1 minute they're like best friends, and the next scene Ross is berating her ruthlessly, and it can feel really mean. As do plenty of other scenes where a big name in the music industry is telling Dakota Johnson her opinions don't matter. Though the most heartbreaking thing about whenever Ross comes down hard on Dakota Johnson is that she's gone through struggles of her own climbing her way up the music industry. And like Ice Cube, she's trying to give her a reality check. You don't necessarily condone how abrasive she gets, but you can see where she's coming from. And I'd say that's about the most layered this movie gets in terms of character development. Now, considering this is about music, it does place a heavy emphasis on its soundtrack, and that is by far one of this movie's best elements. All the songs feel uplifting, positive, and bring a feel-good energy. Nearly all the songs heard are sung by either Ross or Harrison's characters. And if those are truly their singing voices, they are powerful. I was blown away when I heard them, and I was totally mesmerized anytime there was an extended sequence of them singing. Speaking of, there are a fair amount of musical montages, where some characters sitting around in thought as an original song's playing in the background, or they're in the middle of planning out their next career move or moving to a new location. Now, the songs themselves are nice, but we get a lot of these scenes, and the movie feels dragged out as a result. It's nearly 2 hours, and the pacing can feel thrown off because of so many repetitive moments like this. And on top of hitting so many familiar beats when it's not focusing on these montages, it just doesn't always feel engaging. Overall, this was alright. On one hand, you have some truly wonderful performances by a great cast, and it has a positive message about staying true to your goals, along with a feel-good energy and a powerful soundtrack. But it's a story that plays it way too safe, offering not much in terms of complexity, telling a story that we've seen way too many times to count. And it can feel bloated and excessive with its over-reliance on montages that kind of drag things out and go on a bit too long. Now, its heart is in the right place, and it's something good to watch if you need something positive right now, but just don't expect much beyond that. The High Note gets a 6.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see The High Note, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you enjoy the music? Did you not mind the story? And what's one of your favorite rags to riches stories? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a like and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you next time.